Company Lodidox bought Gupta-owned news channel ANN7 and the New Age newspaper. After numerous failed attempts to secure funding for his other ventures, Khanyisile then says he sought alternative ways of financing with business ambitions. SABC News spoke to two young entrepreneurs who know exactly what Mxolisi Khanyisile is talking about in as far as accessing funding and, of course, the difficulties and red tape that is associated with that. The first one is an award-winning mobile app developer, owner and founder of New Africa Industries, Mxolisi Mxolisi created the Pocket Masipala app. Now, his app proves to one of the answers to endless service delivery protests in the country, and it serves as a link between local municipalities and the community by facilitating service delivery, from requesting statements and reporting faults to tracking RDP house allocations in the language of the mobile user's choice. We also had Khanyisile Matonko, an entrepreneur who sees the opportunity upon realizing that his fellow entrepreneurs struggle not only with accessing funding but compiling the relevant documents as well. Khanyisile serves as a link between the funders and entrepreneurs by consulting for them and working hard at becoming an affiliate of the Industrial Development Corporation, the IDC. We opened the interview by finding out more about their businesses and how difficult it is to keep them running.
Solution for our country. We do know that we are rated #1 in the world for, violent protests that are, unfortunately related to public service delivery. And with the problem that we are facing in our country is that our systems are, but we are still, if I may say the word, outdated when it comes to these kind of systems. In order to compete with the international counterparts, we need such solutions as Pocket Masipala that is going to improve e-government services. So the challenge really becomes the risk factor, with a lot of reluctance around municipalities and them not being used to the technology, the app development side of it coming into what they do on a daily basis.
Tell me quickly about the app, because it's something that can really make a difference to the problems we're having with service delivery in South Africa.
Oh yeah, no. The app is for me something that's quite exciting because it connects community members with the municipality. But not only does it solve a problem for community members, it solves the problem for municipalities as well. Because if you look at the needs of the municipalities, they need statistical data, they need information real time from consumers, which are the community members, so that they can plan and allocate budget accordingly. Now, community members need basic services, and they need it in a convenient manner that is also allowing them to access it in their own language, as well as time factor. So you're looking at geographical challenges. If you want to go to the municipality, you can now just do it through the app.
You're going to make officials a little bit more accountable, which might be a problem for them. I want to move to Khanyisile and just quickly talk about what you do as an entrepreneur and how you help entrepreneurs and the difficulty that these entrepreneurs face.
Okay, so what we do is we focus on, we prioritize SMMEs. How we do that is we provide strategy consulting, which may or may not involve, depending on the size of your company, of course, and how much you've grown, human capital management and other organizational structuring. So we assist entrepreneurs with, for example, investment optimization, to speak to the current topic, funding. So we can assist you. We assess your entire organization, and then we, based on our assessment, recommend how you go forward. If you need funding, we then approach our potential private equity funders, who will then, if you have a sound idea that fits the investment criteria, will then invest in you.
Why does the 80% of small and medium enterprises go bust in the first 18 months in South Africa, then, do you think?
Financial mismanagement. So everyone is an entrepreneur, right? But not everyone is financially literate. So you might lend funding, but you don't know how to use the money, or you simply don't have the right plans set in place. So you don't know how to go about building the business. A business is not all about accessing funding, but it's knowing how to utilize that funding. You know, there's something funny that I read on Twitter this morning that's actually relevant to this. Euphonics said so many people making money, but so little of them making profits. So accessing funding doesn't mean you'll turn over a profit. So what kills business is lack of turnover. They don't make profits.
Not making profit.
Yes.
I like that. That's right on the point. Mxolisi, you've gone through all these processes. Why do you think it takes forever for not just young people, for everyone to get access to the necessary finance?
Yeah, look, it is quite a lengthy process, and one has to mention that, as Khanyisile has already said, a lot of entrepreneurs are not financially ready for funding. You need to master your business model. You need to know exactly what your company is doing, or what product it is that you're serving, or what kind of problem you're solving. So a lot of entrepreneurs come in with the aim of solving a problem, yet it's not yet clearly defined. And that sometimes becomes a high risk factor for investors, because they're looking at those kind of things. What are the chances that this entrepreneur will actually succeed? And that, coupled with many other factors, will affect really how an entrepreneur will either get funding or not. The issues like mentorship. Mentorship alone is not the answer. Funding alone is also not the answer. There needs to be a well-struck balance between the two. That way, an entrepreneur will be able to then secure funding and make sure that it sustains the business.
Khanyisile, you've got a legal background.
Yes.
That's very important in business. How does that help you to help others?
Okay, so my legal background actually assists in terms of, you know, businessmen also fail in understanding legalities. For example, you deal with cases where two friends who started a company together want to change directorship because they had a misunderstanding. And, you know, to them, it feels like they can just go to CIPC and change the directorship, but there's laws behind that, you know.
I grew up in a business family, and the cardinal rule was always, and my father dumped it in, never start a business with your family, any venture. Is that a golden rule?
It is to an extent. So sometimes it's good to start a business with family, because there are businesses that best suit families, and there are businesses that are best
and friends, I mean to say.
Yes.
Friends is probably the big red line.
Friends.
I can safely say a lot of friendships are lost because of businesses.
Here we go. Yep, we've all made that experience. Now, quickly, you're developing this app, and it's a great app, and it's a no-brainer, really. Did you have knowledge about seeking financial assistance before you started developing the app?
To be honest, I started bootstrapping the idea. Meaning I started funding it by myself from my own pocket with my salary, because I was still full-time employed. And having gone into an incubation with the Innovation Hub, that allowed me now to see different channels that exist. Although accessing those channels really goes through quite a series of, if I can call it, milestones. You know, your business needs to be ready in different stages for you to be able to be considered for funding. So to answer your question, the information only became real for me once I was in the game.
Yeah, it seems to be an issue that many people have. Now, you are right in the thick of it, Khanyisile, at the coal face of it, and you understand the needs and aspirations of entrepreneurs. What is your plea then to government today and to other funders when dealing with funding? Okay,
so what I'm trying to actually, and this is something that we're working on, to propose to government is, instead of creating more and more incubators, we need more accessible, more mentoring structures, because it doesn't help for me to go to an institution, get money, and I don't really know how to manage it. So we need to make incubators more accessible, right? And by accessible, I mean a large number of incubators in South Africa, and you need to pay a sum. before you actually become a part of that incubator. But I need an investment to make money, but you need me to invest in you so that you can teach me. So it becomes really tricky for the startup entrepreneur. So I think it needs to be more accessible.
Becomes a little bit muddled in the end.
Yeah.
In conclusion, you got the last word, Mxolisi. Just if you had to give advice to any entrepreneur out there in the South African landscape, whether they're young or old, whatever, doesn't matter. They want to get into business. What are the golden rules that you would like them to know right off the bat?
Yeah, this is information I wish somebody would have told me before. But it's important for entrepreneurs or any aspiring entrepreneurs to know that it's your business. It's not the incubator's business. It's not government's business. It's your business. So you are the livelihood of that business. You have to make sure that it succeeds. So you will do whatever it is that you need to do to fund that business. In as much as we always request government to support or request different members to support us. At the end of the day, it's your business and you have to do the work. You have to be financially ready for funding. So do all the background work, know your business structure, know your business model, and at the end of the day, you'll be able to say 90% later, approach somebody for funding.